Hello and welcome to Kenshi. Today what we're going to talk about is biome dialogue and how you can set up the dialogue to run with your characters and not with the default characters that's in the standard version. So I'll go through what we need to do. This is under the premise that you know how to do an own mod, you know how to do your own start, you know how to have characters. So this is purely talking about biomes and getting that working within the game. Uh, so something to explain is the under the actual game world, you have something called biomes, and you have something called a spawn area. And the spawn area is basically the biome where a dialogue can start. So if we look at the existing two that I want to play with today, one's Ocran's Golf, and the other is the Border Zone. You'll see that there is a MISC biome entry there already. And what I want to do for these ones, which I've done already, is under the MISC, I've created the duplicate, and I've basically created the template where I can set up the start of my conversations that I want to get everything working on. So I've got one here called template, and what I've done for the template, I've added my character that I've created for it, and that will feed for these two lines here. These two lines here, and on the interjection, a second character will kick in and do their interjection, and it'll go back to the first character. So that's just a template that I can always use now and rename to move forward. So if I wanted to rename one, I just do a duplicate, and you call it what you want to call it, whatever biome that you want to change it to. But I'm not going to do one because I've already done that already. So what I've got now, we've got Ocran's Golf, and under Ocran's Golf, we can have a look here. And we've got template, and I put template OG, so that just stands for Ocran's Golf, so I know if that's working or not. And also the same for the Border Zone. If we look at the actual conversation, we have template BZ, so if BZ appears, then we know that's working as well. So the only thing that we need to do to get this working nicely is we need to go back to the spawn area, get to the area that you want, in this case here, Ocran's Golf, and we just want to add dialogue, and misc it, and I want to put an Ocran's Golf, and I actually want to remove the default one, and I want to run off mine rather than the existing one, and I'll do the same here for the Border Zone. And I'll just take out the actual existing one. It's always there if you want it. It's not like it's disappeared or anything. It's always there if you want to go back to the default. But for mods, you may want to replace it with your own so you can play with it, and also so that you don't damage the existing one that's there. Make sure it's saved, and we'll go out and we'll have a test, and we'll see how we go. So for this test here, what I'm expecting is when the characters or the squad, actually while we're loading it, there's one other thing I should show to get this working, because this did trip me up the first time. Just gotta wait a little bit. The other thing we have to make sure of is when we look at the dialogue itself, when we start up to where we are, make sure that this works for your squad size. So I only got 3 there. Generally the default is 4, and that means it won't work for this test example because I've got 3 characters. I've just said squad size bigger than 2, and that will kick in then. Okay, so back here, new game, and it's a talking test. And this should help fill out any stories that you want to do, backstories, character design, character development, or just show if your character's smart, if they've got history, whether your characters like each other, whether they're funny, whether they're dumb, or whether they're just a complete waste of space. So what I want to do is grab all 3, I'm going to make them run at the same speed, and I'm going to shoot these guys off because currently in the hub. I'm going to shoot them up to Ocran's Golf. And what I'm expecting are 2 different templates to kick in for this, and that will be our proof of concept of what we need to do to make sure that we have dialogue working when we go to different biomes, and we can definitely create better mods. So you've got BZ for the Border Zone, which will work beautifully because we are 100% in the Border Zone, so it kicks in almost in the center area rather than any other part. And we'll zoom and run out to Ocran's Golf, and we expect the same thing to happen, except we're going to have the dialogue speaking with OG on the template. As long as we don't get mugged on the way, which happens a fair bit in the Border Zone. There's some friends there of ours. And we're in Docklands Golf. We're still running like the wind. And there we go. OG. And that is as difficult as it is to initiate conversation in your group when moving between biomes. And I dare say it'll make your mods way more fuller, way more inventive, and way more funny. Thank you for that. If you have any questions, please email me as per my channel address, or just leave a comment and I'll help out where I can. And if you have any suggestions of what you would like to do modding wise, I'll see if I can create a video and we can get that going there. Thank you for your time, and bye bye.